Ladies and gentlemen, today our guest on the Women Leaders in Petchem series at Insights with Nidhi Verma is Andrea Glawe, Regional Sales Director of the Asia and Pacific Market for Kroenert, logging in from Hamburg, Germany. Andrea is a master's degree in textile and processing technology from Chemnitz University of Technology, Germany. She's also the chair of the Strategic Advisory Board of the LOPEC exhibition Munich and member of the IMCAL Women's Leadership Group. Andrea, I have missed meeting you in our annual meeting at the 9th edition of the Flexible Packaging Summit, which was due in September 20. Now it's shifted to September 2021. Very warm welcome to my show, Andrea.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nidhi. Good morning from Hamburg. Yes, same with me. I really missed meeting you in India, in Mumbai last year, but also I really missed all the customer, all the colleagues, the team of our agency, Reifenhäuser. It's really a hard time that all the people that you really like as friends, you are not able to meet.
Yes, likewise. But we hope things change for the better now, with everyone mostly getting vaccinated. And by September, which mostly the people have chosen the dates of 13th, 14th September 21 coming up, when we should be able to meet at our 9th edition of the Flexible Packaging Summit. Fingers crossed.
Yes, indeed.
Andrea, do share with us some glimpses and milestones of your journey with our viewers. We all know Andrea as the strong lady, as a sales director for Kroenert, but we would like to know what your journey has been like.
Yes, let's start at the beginning of my life. So I was born in the former eastern part of Germany, so behind the wall at the other side of Germany, which was not that nice all the time. So it was a difficult life. It was different. We were more isolated. We were more separated, and it was quite interesting. But I was always in the lucky position that I had a very great family spread it over whole Germany. So we had always contact to the western part, and this improved our life really. Yeah, during my childhood, I was always the boy for my daddy. So he treated me as a young boy. So whenever technical changes were necessary in our apartment, he asked me to help him. And due to that, I got already a technical direction from my daddy in my childhood. And so when I finished school, it was quite easy to decide to go in a technical direction. Secondly, my mom, she worked in a weaving company, and this was also one reason why I switched a little bit into the textile direction. So as a child, I was growing up really sometimes near to her machines in the weaving company. And due to that, I had also a certain kind of textile feeling in my mind. And due to that, I was going to the university and I studied, as you already mentioned, Nidhi, textile and process engineering. But also already at the university with a direction into coating and special technical textiles, which are improving the environmental situation, which are used for certain kind of applications in technical areas. And this was really the very first start that I came in contact to textiles and coating and all this business, what I'm still doing today. The first 10 years in my life, I really worked in research and development for technical textiles for many different applications. And then there was coming a certain kind of step in my life that I searched for a coating company. And this was the beginning with the machinery business. So it's now 20 years ago that I was going into certain kind of relationship with the company which I worked before. It's the company Coactima in Dormagen. It's also a company which is producing coating line, and this company is also belonging now to the Kroenert group. And starting from there, I switched into the machinery department or in the machinery business. I worked there for 10 years for all the responsibility for the Western European market. So I was responsible for France and all this area. And since 10 years, I'm working now for Kroenert.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Very interesting journey, Andrea. I think very early in your life, the seeds of this laminating, coating textiles were already sown. So we see the full blown interest there. Andrea, as you mentioned, you've been responsible for R&D also. You were the director post there. How was the shift to sales? Because we find that women are in a lot of other verticals in companies like R&D, are there communication, marketing, media, but specifically in hardcore high value sales, we hardly find any women. Maybe some from Korea and China, but not from other countries. What do you think is the main reason?
Yeah, the situation was really that Kroenert is producing customized machine. And due to that, the understanding in the product is very high. So when you want to sell a machine for batteries, you need to understand batteries. And same when you go into specialty packaging firms and so on. And from the R&D department side, I was already highly involved also in sales projects. So whenever there was a special discussion and a special deeper know-how necessary in the products, then I was involved all the time. So I started already as an R&D director to go to China and to support the sales team. And then there was a switch in our sales team. So we lost one colleague. And then I was getting asked if I'm interested or willing to do this job. And due to the situation that I love it to travel, that I love it to stay with people from all over the world, it was not that difficult to say, yes, I want to do that job. And yes, women in our business, it's a little bit difficult because men sometimes think that women have no technical understanding. And so as a woman, you need to convince men more that you know what about you are speaking. And this is something sometimes really hard. Yes, here you are right.
Absolutely. You know, especially Andrea, what a situation we face in India specifically, I'm not sure how much in the Western world, is that when you're in sales, you know, you need to probably spend more time with your customers, maybe in the evening over a coffee or a drink, or maybe on the golf course. In India, women, there is an inhibition. We do not do that. So maybe we miss out on the kind of bonding that you need to have with your customers. It can be just across the table. That could also, you know, kind of be a little disadvantage for women in sales. Do you think so?
Yes, you're right. Because as a woman, yes, you can go with a man for dinner and you can stay together with them in certain kind of standard lunch or dinner. But such special events where men are staying together, even in US, I heard that they go together in a gym or in a golf club. Yes, this would be not possible as a woman. So you need to go a little bit from another direction into such near relationship with customer and to come in contact also as on a level of private communication. Yes.
Do you think with the new generation coming up, we could see more women and in a sales kind of hard job where the platform could be gender neutral? Are times changing now?
Yes, even here in Germany, we see it. We have here at Kroenert also a training center where we educate young people to go into a machinery side. And here we have always a very equal percentage in between men and women. So we really see now that women are more and more interested in technical directions and learning also such professions which are more technical related. This is here in Germany. I see the same trend also in Japan. It's also quite interesting that I'm now working since 5 years for sales in Asia. And I see that even in Japan, Korea, there are coming more and more women also in such areas where they are involved in technical professions. China, Vietnam, it's quite interesting. I told you already that I was growing up in a socialist country, so in the former GDR or in the eastern part of Germany. And in socialist areas, it's always equality is very important. So there is no discussion, man, woman, everybody is treated in the same way. And this you see in China and Vietnam too. They are socialist countries, and there is the situation with women totally different. But in Western orientated countries, it's a little bit more difficult.
So specifically, I'm talking about, say, Germany and even in Europe, with your own country being led by Angela Merkel and how well the chancellor has done really well. Do you think that women being in the driving seat, more focus is there on development of women and providing them with an equal platform of opportunity? Have you noticed that in your own country?
Yes, there's a lot of discussions how to equalize, or it's not only related to women and men, it's also the complete gender equality. It's a lot of discussion, and you see now the trend in many organizations that we try to keep it more equal. Interesting, it's that last week there started also a discussion in Germany from the government to really equalize also the salary for women and men. This is still very, very different in Germany. So usually a man is always getting 30% more salary for the same job. And this is not fair. And this now they want to change here in Germany, and we will see how it's going. We have a lot of organizations in Germany which are pushing young girls to be interested in technical professions. So we have, for instance, here in Hamburg, a very interesting network which is called MINT, which means women, young girls getting interested for technical professions. And they are doing a lot of activity to get such a more equal balance in between the genders. And here we really see that we have a huge trend. But it's also organized from the government that, for instance, when a family is getting a baby, the women can stay at home with the baby, but also the men. So there is not really a border that the baby is always in the hand of the, or in the responsibility of the man, the woman. And due to that, it's getting more and more mixed. And it's really nice to see that trend.
Yes, I think we in India will be looking at the example that you're going to set forward, your country, because I think two examples that come to my mind what made some noise in India. One was where our Indian cricket captain, Virat Kohli, was blessed with a child. And when he wanted his paternity leave, there was a huge hue and cry about it because people are not used to that in India. And then another example that I'm recollecting is that the only arena or the only vertical where women have come out and said that we also need equal pay for equal job responsibility is the film industry, which is Bollywood that we call in India. Apart from
Yeah.
that, there has not been any, voices raised by women in companies saying that the salary differentiation needs to be bridged. So we shall learn from you. Please go and lead us the way, and we shall learn. And in India too, we will be looking forward for same equal salary for equal job.
Yeah.
Um, Andrea, you've been in the Indian market for the last 5 years, and you would be in a very good position to see because you manage the entire Asia Pacific and go to a lot of countries. How do you see the representation and position of women in Indian companies?
Yeah, in India, I really need to admit when I'm involved in technical meetings and discussions, I'm usually always together with a man word. So that it's not that often the case that in such technical discussions are also women involved. I see the difference in Reifenhäuser India, our agency, which is working with us. Here I see really the percentage of women in a very high level. And I really like how Manish is organizing it. So also his daughter, Jinali, you know her very well. She is in a very high position in the company. And this I really like that Manish, he told me once that for him, it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, the qualification counts. And this, I would love to see more and more in India. So also in companies and really industrial acting companies. Here, I would evaluate the level of women quite low.
Yes, we do accept that. And I do not remember in all our processing companies, I cannot have any names which come to our mind where we have women as the technical heads. Agree with you
Yeah.
totally. Andrea, with other fields, do you think not only India, but across that, where women need a little more support and maybe change in policies so that they can perform better?
Yeah, here really we think also in Germany or even in the organizations where I'm present. So, we are having a women in printed electronic group within the Organic Electronic Association. We have a group within the MK where we also try to keep more women in the organization. And here is really the idea how we can raise the awareness of the diversity in the organizations and how we can combine the pool of humans, resources, and talents into both directions. Because this is quite clear. Men are more technical affine and women are more creative and more having more ideas and to combine this the knowledge and the creativity and experience. This will really give a good push to the complete business. But also what we try to do within both organizations to increase the number of women in technical studies and professions and how it is possible. And here we learned already going on to the university, it's too late. So you really need to start already in the school level. You need to speak with young girls. You need to go to schools and to show how interesting technical professions are. And this is really what we are looking for, how we can do that, how we can organize it, how we can take the interest of young women already at the level of 15 or 16 years old. And this is not that easy, but it makes fun and we have a good, or we see that we are on a good way right now.
Absolutely. And real, I'll share with you my example. I belong to a very small hill town called Shimla, which is up in the hills. And the only two options were there when I had to choose what vertical I'm going to go. Either I could be a doctor or I could be an engineer. Now, my entire family is doctors. Everyone is a doctor in my family. So in my own mind, I was already a doctor because I knew how to take a BP. I could inject. I knew what medicines are there for normal, problems. So I thought I don't need to study to be a doctor. I already have a doctor. The only option left was engineering. And it was one of the very few girls that was going from Shimla to NIT, which is the National Institute of Technology.
Yeah,
And the
I
whole
know that.
class, we only had 4 girls, which was like then. Of course, things are improving now. And my choice of taking engineering was because I thought I was already a doctor in my head. But I think the reasons need to be right for the girls now to go into engineering and get the technical skills.
Yes,
Uh,
I agree with you.
yeah. Andrea, now coming to your personal life, we have no clue. How do you manage both your home as well as your job responsibility? Because your job requires a lot of traveling.
Yeah, you really need a family which is accepting that you travel a lot and that you are not all the time at home. But I have a good organization, so my boyfriend is accepting what I'm doing, and he's doing the same. He's also traveling a lot, and so we can manage it in a very well way. But yes, when you travel a lot, you need to organize your private life much more than when staying all the time at home. When it's coming from alone, meeting friends and so on. But if you most of your time not at home, you really need to organize it in a proper way. But I have it quite good under control, and all my friends know that, and so we are organizing it in a very good way.
I have to take a few tips from you on that when we meet in September.
Okay, we
Okay.
can speak about.
Uh, Andrea, you're a member of the AMCAL Women's Leadership Group. Please share with us what are the activities that the group focuses on.
Yeah, here really the idea we have a lot of actions in our group, and here really we started already to come in an open dialogue with both men and women worldwide. This is really the nice situation with the MCAL, that there are members from all over the world. So highly focused to North America, but also Europe and Asia. And here we started in this group to share experiences from all over the world. This is really a situation that wherever you are, your perspective is totally different. Here in Europe, we are more open-minded. In a certain kind of the Arabian states, women are in a much better position than even in Asia. So to look how to improve the situation from different perspectives. This is really the interest of the MCAL, and also to success young people to go into such direction. We are looking into how we can inform about our activities in news and publications, which is also quite important. So you need to speak about what you are doing. You need to go to open platforms. You need to share information, even in social media. And here we really look how to do that. We are looking how to support female trainees and students to be more involved. And we also look how we can encourage and support women. And we are a very big group in the MCAL Women Leadership Group. We are more than 20 women from all kind of business and all over the world. And we have a monthly meeting where we are discussing all this. We are discussing how we proceed and what are the next milestones. And this is working very well. And it gives you really the feeling it's getting better and better.
Wonderful. That I know what feeling you're talking about, Andrea. And we would like to learn from AMCAL so that probably we can learn the best practices that can be helpful for women in India also. And
Okay,
thanks
yes.
for sharing that. And finally, I always wanted to ask you that what are your dreams and ambitions that keep you fueled?
Yeah, right now it's quite difficult to give really a message about that. I guess right now everybody dreams about having the old life back, having more freedom and traveling. The most important thing, I guess, for all of us is that the family is getting healthy, so that nobody is involved in that COVID-19 problematic situation. But I'm really optimistic at the end of the year it will be better. And then we have to look into the future and how we can go further. And here, really, the intention is to push more the women equality in the world and our networks. As already mentioned, Kroenert is doing a quite good job. We have in between 30 and 40% of women in all our departments, but I see it in many other organizations that it should be better. And here we still dream of having an equal world for all of us.
Super, Andrea. Could not have heard better. Thank you so much for sharing your international perspective on how not only Germany, but you, because you handle such a large Asia Pacific region. Very good to speak to you, and we shall be looking forward to meet you. Hopefully, things would be perfect by then on 13, 14 September when we meet for the 9th Flexible Packaging Summit. Till then, I'm going to say bye and thank you from our audience side also. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nidhi. It was very nice speaking with you, and stay healthy. All the best to all the listeners, and I really look forward to meet you in September. I keep fingers crossed that we will
I've
catch
also
it.
crossed my toes, also fingers. Everything is
Yes.
crossed.
Okay.
Bye,
Thank you very
Andrea. Take care.
much.
Thank you for your time. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.